In my last video, I discussed how stories are like fortune cookies. There's a little life lesson inside. Readers, when I go to a Chinese restaurant and get a fortune cookie, and I open my cookie and take out a little fortune, I don't leave it behind in a restaurant. I put the fortune in my pocket and carry it with me. I do that because the life lesson in fortune cookies are supposed to be sort of like tips for how to live a good life. Something will happen, and I'll think back to my fortune. For example, maybe for my birthday, I'll get a pair of socks when I really wanted a book, or a frisbee, or a jump rope. I might even get really disappointed. Then I remember that in my pocket I had a fortune that said, "Be grateful for what you have." So, instead of getting upset, I thank the person so much for thinking of me and getting me a present. I'm telling you all this because it's not just the fortunes from fortune cookies that you carry with you. It's also the life lessons from books. You carry those with you forever, and when you come to a problem in life, almost like when you're a character in your own story, you can remember that life lesson. I'm telling you this because it's not just the fortunes from fortune cookies that you carry with you. It's also the life lessons from books. You carry those with you forever. And when you come to a problem in life, almost like when you're the character in your own story, you can remember that life lesson. Right now, think about a life lesson you found in one of your books yesterday. And think if there might be a time in your life when you might need that life lesson. Today I want to teach you that you don't just think about life lessons at the end of stories. You also think about them when you start reading a new book. You can try to predict what the lesson will be even before you start to read. Think right from the start. I wonder if this is going to be one of those stories that teaches you. So I'm going to add that. Predict the lesson right from the start. And the little guy is thinking, I wonder if this is going to be one of those stories that teaches you. Let's try the work I've been talking about. I'll tell you a bit about just the beginning of a story. Will you listen, thinking, I wonder if this is going to be one of those stories that teaches you? Let's look at the book Curious George Gets a Medal. Curious George's friend is gone, and the monkey sees a letter arriving for him, which makes the monkey curious what it's like to write a letter. He gets into his friend's inkwell, which creates a big mess, so the monkey brings the garden hose and other things, which only makes matters worse. Are you thinking already about the lesson? Are you thinking, I wonder if this is going to be one of those stories that teaches you? As I read the story, I wondered if it is going to be a story that teaches you not to get into trouble, to do as you are told, and not to make things worse and worse. Do you see what I'm doing? Just wondering. Let's try another. The 10th Good Thing About Barney by Judith Forst. The beginning of the story. The boy's cat Barney died, and his mother said he should think of 10 good things about the cat to say at the funeral. He thought of 9. I'm not going to tell you the rest. My point is that you don't need to read the whole story before you begin to think about the life lesson it might be teaching. So I wonder if this is going to be one of those stories that teaches us about how to deal with losing things, how to feel better when people or pets die. It might be a story about how things live in our mind even after they're gone. So readers, you don't need to wait until the end of your book to think about those life lessons. You can start thinking about what the story might teach you right from the start. As you read, you can think, I wonder if this is going to be one of those stories that teaches you. Then you keep those ideas with you and keep reading. So today, I would like you to take out a book, perhaps one you haven't read yet, or even one that you haven't read in a while, and I want you to think, what are they trying to teach you? What is the life lesson in this story. I want you to start thinking at the beginning of the story. So yesterday we talked about reading the end of the story and figuring out what the life lesson was. Today, the first page, I want you to start thinking, what could the life lesson be that they're teaching you in that book? I can't wait for you to share the book and the life lesson. Enjoy reading and have a great day.